10 strange signs your body needs magnesium. Magnesium is a powerhouse mineral, essential for keeping your body running smoothly. It acts as a helper molecule in over 300 enzyme systems that regulate a vast range of critical biochemical reactions. These include everything from producing energy and synthesizing proteins to controlling muscle and nerve function, regulating blood pressure, and maintaining a steady heartbeat. Despite its importance, a significant portion of the population doesn't get enough magnesium through their diet, with some estimates suggesting up to 45% of Americans are deficient. While true, severe deficiency is uncommon in healthy individuals, many people may have low levels without realizing it. When your body's magnesium stores run low, it can send out a variety of signals, some of which are surprisingly strange and easy to overlook. So today, we're breaking down 10 strange, often misunderstood signals your body sends when magnesium runs low. Some of these will surprise you. Some you've probably experienced this week without realizing what they meant. Stick around until the end because sign number 5 and number 8 are the ones almost nobody connects to this mineral. Let's get into it. Disclaimer: this video is for educational purposes only and is not intended as medical advice. Always consult a qualified healthcare professional for guidance regarding any medical concerns, diagnoses, or treatment options. All information provided is the result of careful research and verification. For full source details, please refer to the video description. 1. Eye twitches and muscle spasms. Start small. A flutter under your eye that won't quit, no matter how much you blink or press on it. Most people blame stress or too much coffee and move on with their day. But here's what's actually happening beneath the surface. Magnesium acts like a gatekeeper for your nerves, controlling how easily they fire. When levels drop, that gate swings open too easily. Your nerves become hyperexcitable, sending signals even when they shouldn't. The result is involuntary twitching, not just in your eyelid, but potentially in your calf muscles, your thumb, or your forearm. Think of magnesium as the calming hand on a hair-trigger nervous system. Without it, your muscles fire on their own, like a faulty light switch flickering randomly. This is often one of the very first signs people notice, because it's visible and annoying. Yet most never trace it back to their mineral intake. If your eyelid has been twitching for more than a few days, your body isn't just irritated. It's likely asking for reinforcement at the cellular level, and magnesium is the missing piece keeping your nerve-to-muscle communication steady and controlled. 2. Intense chocolate cravings. Ever wonder why chocolate, specifically, calls your name when nothing else will satisfy you? It's not just a sweet tooth or emotional comfort eating. Raw cacao happens to be one of the densest natural sources of magnesium on the planet. Your body may be chasing a craving rooted in actual biochemistry, not just pleasure. This doesn't mean every craving equals deficiency, because cravings are tangled up with stress, hormones, and habit. But a specific, repeated pull toward dark chocolate deserves a second look. Notice the pattern here. It's rarely milk chocolate people crave when this is the cause. It's the darker, more bitter varieties, the ones with the highest cacao content and therefore the most magnesium. Your taste buds aren't being dramatic. They might be precisely calibrated to detect what your cells are missing, guiding you toward a food that happens to fix the problem. So before you judge yourself for reaching for that dark chocolate bar again, consider this. Your body could be running a remarkably specific search query, and chocolate is simply the answer it found. 3. Wired but tired insomnia. You're exhausted, your eyes are heavy, your body aches for rest, and yet the moment your head hits the pillow, your mind switches on like a light. This frustrating contradiction has a name in wellness circles. Wired but tired. And magnesium sits right at the center of why it happens. Magnesium helps regulate GABA, a neurotransmitter responsible for quieting down brain activity. Without enough magnesium, GABA can't do its job properly, leaving your brain stuck in an alert, racing state. There's a second layer to this too. Magnesium plays a direct role in producing melatonin, the hormone that tells your body it's time to wind down and sleep. When magnesium runs short, both systems falter at once. Your brain stays activated while your melatonin signal weakens, creating that maddening sensation of being simultaneously drained and unable to switch off. If you've tried everything, blackout curtains, white noise, screen time limits, and still lie awake exhausted, your sleep struggle might not be about habits at all. It might be a mineral your nervous system simply doesn't have enough of to power down. 4. Heart fluttering or palpitations. There's a particular kind of fear that comes from feeling your own heartbeat go strange. A flutter, a skip, a sudden thud that makes you stop and press a hand to your chest. For many people, this moment triggers panic about something seriously wrong. Often, the real answer is far less frightening, but still worth taking seriously. Your heart runs on precise electrical timing, and magnesium is one of the key minerals that keeps those electrical signals firing in rhythm. It works alongside potassium and calcium like a finely tuned orchestra. When magnesium drops, that timing can become inconsistent, and your heart muscle may contract slightly out of sync. You experience this as a flutter, a skipped beat, or a brief racing sensation. This doesn't mean every palpitation is magnesium-related, and persistent symptoms always deserve medical attention. But magnesium's role in cardiac rhythm is well documented and frequently overlooked. Your heart isn't just a muscle, it's an electrical system. And electrical systems need the right minerals flowing through them to stay perfectly, predictably on beat. 5. Sudden anxiety or panic. This is the sign almost nobody connects to a mineral deficiency, because anxiety feels purely psychological. But your brain chemistry and your mineral levels are far more intertwined than most people realize. Magnesium functions as a natural brake pedal for your nervous system. It helps regulate cortisol, your primary stress hormone, keeping it from spiraling out of control during everyday pressures. It also interacts with calming neurotransmitter pathways in the brain, essentially helping your mind downshift after stress hits. Without enough magnesium, that braking system weakens significantly. Picture your nervous system like a car with worn-out brakes. Small stressors that used to barely register now send you skidding into anxiety, irritability, or even sudden panic. This connection explains why anxiety can seem to appear out of nowhere, with no clear trigger you can point to. Your internal chemistry shifted, not necessarily your circumstances. Of course, anxiety has many causes and deserves proper attention from a professional. But magnesium's role in calming an overactive nervous system is a piece of the puzzle that's rarely discussed and rarely tested for. 6. Persistent brain fog. You sit down to focus, and the words on the page might as well be in another language. Concentration slips, simple decisions feel exhausting, and your memory seems to have sprung a leak. People call this brain fog, and they usually blame sleep, screen time, or aging. Rarely does anyone consider that their brain might be running low on cellular fuel. Every thought you have requires energy, specifically ATP, the molecule your cells use as fuel. Magnesium is essential for producing that ATP inside your brain cells. When magnesium is scarce, energy production slows down at the cellular level, even if you're sleeping enough and eating normally by most standards. Your brain simply has less power to work with. The result feels exactly like fog. Thoughts that used to come quickly now feel sluggish, like wading through static. You're not lazy or losing your edge, your cellular engine is underpowered. This is particularly common in people under chronic stress, since stress itself depletes magnesium faster than usual, creating a frustrating cycle of mental exhaustion that feeding your body the right mineral can help interrupt. 7. Numbness and tingling. That strange pins and needles sensation creeping into your fingertips or toes can feel unsettling, especially when it happens without an obvious cause like sitting awkwardly or sleeping on your arm. Nerve impulses in your body rely on precise electrical signaling to travel from your brain to your extremities and back. Magnesium plays a direct role in keeping that transmission clean and accurate. When magnesium levels fall, nerves can begin misfiring, sending signals that register as tingling, numbness, or a buzzing sensation under the skin. It's essentially static interference on your body's wiring. Hands and feet are often affected first, since they sit at the far ends of your nervous system's pathways. The signal has the longest distance to travel. This symptom is easy to dismiss as just sitting weird or poor circulation, and sometimes that's exactly what it is. But recurring, unexplained tingling deserves a closer look at your mineral intake. Your nerves are essentially electrical cables, and like any cable, They need the right conditions to carry a clean, uninterrupted signal from one end to the other. 8. Ongoing constipation. This is the sign people are least likely to mention out loud, yet it's one of the most direct and well-understood connections on this entire list. Magnesium helps relax the muscles lining your intestinal wall, which is essential for smooth, regular movement through your digestive tract. Tense muscles there mean sluggish digestion. There's a second mechanism at play too. Magnesium draws water into your bowels, which softens stool and makes it easier to pass without strain. When magnesium is low, both of these processes weaken at once. Your intestinal muscles stay tighter than they should, and your stool loses the water content it needs to move efficiently. This is actually why certain magnesium compounds are used directly in over-the-counter laxatives and constipation remedies. It's not a coincidence. It's the same mechanism working in reverse to restore balance. If fiber and water intake haven't solved a chronic constipation problem, your gut muscles might simply be missing the mineral signal they need to relax and let things move naturally. 9. Acid reflux. Acid reflux gets blamed on spicy food, eating too late, or drinking too much coffee, and sometimes those really are the culprits. But there's a less obvious player worth considering too. Between your stomach and esophagus sits a muscular valve called the lower esophageal sphincter. Its entire job is to stay closed and prevent stomach acid from traveling upward. Magnesium is believed to support the proper function of this valve, helping it maintain the right tension to stay sealed when it should. When magnesium runs low, that seal can weaken. Interestingly, this relationship runs in two directions, which makes it genuinely confusing. Certain magnesium compounds are actually used in antacids to neutralize acid that's already escaped upward. So magnesium can show up on both sides of this issue, as part of the underlying cause through a weakened valve, and as part of common over-the-counter relief. That overlap isn't a contradiction. It reflects how central this mineral is to digestive function. If reflux keeps returning despite the usual diet changes, the valve itself, not just the acid, may deserve more attention. 10. Brittle nails. Nails that crack, peel, or break with the slightest pressure often get blamed on nail polish, harsh soaps, or simply getting older. The real story frequently starts much deeper than the surface. Your body needs magnesium to support the structural development of bones, hair, and nails, all of which rely on similar mineral-dependent growth processes. Nails happen to be one of the easiest places to visibly notice a problem. Unlike internal symptoms you can't see, brittle nails are right there in front of you, every single day on every hand. That visibility makes them a surprisingly useful early warning sign. When magnesium is insufficient, nail structure can weaken at a cellular level long before more serious symptoms show up elsewhere in the body. Think of your nails as a visible preview of what's happening internally. This doesn't mean every case of brittle nails points to magnesium specifically, since other nutrients and habits matter too. But it's a clue worth taking seriously rather than covering up with another coat of polish. Sometimes the most overlooked signals are the ones we see every single day and simply stop noticing. Give this a like, share with friends, and subscribe for more health tips made simple.